The guys have tested a literal ton of Grizzlies on the show over the years, and this season we thought a different perspective might be a good idea. So I got the call up to the big show. And I think it's justified. Apart from riding just about every Grizzly we've ever had on site, I've actually owned two as my own personal ATVs. I've had the opportunity to ride just about every ATV on the market at some point. So why would I personally shell out my own money for a Grizzly? It's because I know Yamaha builds a quality product and the company has a renowned reputation for reliability. In this test ride, I'm going to tell you all the things I love about the Grizzly, particularly this unit right here. It's not going to be all sunshine and roses though. I've got my gripes, and from the comments I see online, more than a few of you share. So let's get at it. Every version of the Grizzly I've ever ridden has exceeded my expectations for the most part. They're just a pleasure to ride. And while I get that looks are subjective, but dang, these things are sexy. The XTR comes in this beautiful titanium bronze finish and has a bunch of features that set it apart from other vehicles in the Grizzly lineup, such as a 2,500-pound Warn Winch, these 27-inch Maxxis Zilla tires wrapped around these beautiful 14-inch wheels. Look, I'm not going to sit here and gush over the Grizzly, so let's get down to the meat of this test ride and talk about how it actually performs. The 2020 Grizzly EPS XTR still uses Yamaha's tried and true 686 single-cylinder engine, which realistically compares closer to a 500 class engine than anything larger, with what we'd guess are horsepower numbers that are pretty close to a 570 Outlander or a 570 Sportsman. I love this engine. It's a little soft off engagement, but entirely trailable, and mid-range power out of the 686 is buttery smooth, with enough power to provide an enjoyable ride with a little excitement. I also love Yamaha's Ultramatic CVT, and in my own perfect little world, every sport utility ATV on the market would be equipped with a CVT. And that comment should be enough to fire up all the Honda owners out there. The Grizzly is very close in weight and dimensions to a 570 Sportsman and an Outlander 570 as well. However, it does provide slightly more ground clearance, due mostly to its 27-inch Zilla tires, which, as far as an aftermarket tire are concerned, add considerable value and functionality to this ATV. The issue that always seems to cast a shadow on choosing a mud-oriented tire instead of a trail-oriented tire, though, is there's always going to be a sacrifice in ride quality. I feel like these Zillas ride a bit rough on the trail due to this aggressive lug depth that's designed to be in the mud. If you do the type of riding that I do, which is about 70% fire road and fast trail with about 30% mud, you might be happier with a more trail-oriented tire like an ITP Terracross or something comparable. Again, not to take away from these Zillas, if your intention is to play in the mud while you're out riding trails, you'll have a blast with these tires. And remember, if the mud gets too thick, you've got that Warn Winch as a backup. The Grizzly is essentially classified as a sport utility ATV, and I think the majority of people buying them are using it mostly for trail riding. However, when there is work to get done, the Grizzly can handle it. The Grizzly has class-leading storage for all kinds of your stuff, and has respectable combined front and rear rack capacity of over 300 pounds and a towing capacity of over 1,300 pounds. And for trail riding, the stock suspension on all models in the Grizzly lineup is set up nice and soft to deliver a very plush and comfortable ride. With that said, my personal feeling is the stock shocks on the XTR are set up too soft for an ATV in this trim level. A bit more aggressive damping to match spring rate would reduce body roll and would improve responsiveness in the corners. What the Grizzly XTR needs is a set of rebuildable aluminum body adjustable piggybacks like a set of Fox QS3s. This would give the rider control to easily make complex adjustments to a suspension based on weight, payload, and how aggressively he intends to ride, and would not only add tremendous value to this ATV, it would set it apart from anything else being offered in this class and really make this edition special. I've been biting my tongue so hard up to this point, I swear it's bleeding. But I gotta ask the question I know a lot of you are asking too. Where's the 850 already? In a recent poll we did, 61% of you felt that Yamaha would be the first Japanese manufacturer to introduce a big bore sport utility ATV with an 800 to 1000 cc engine. And it's not the first time we've asked this either. And from the responses we get online, we feel an 850 Grizzly would be an absolute home run for Yamaha. Further to upgrading power, we'd love to see Yamaha expand the Grizzly lineup to include a 2-up edition to compete with Can-Am's Max and the Polaris Touring editions. And to really test those 27-inch Zillas, we agree with an overwhelming majority of you out there that Yamaha should consider a factory mudder complete with a high-mounted rad and factory snorkels. And let's face it, an 850 in either of those two editions would be a hit and would probably control the news cycle for an entire season. Look, we fully understand that not everybody wants the biggest bore, fastest ATV on the market, and I want to make it clear that although I strongly feel Yamaha needs to expand the Grizzly lineup to include the 850, there will always be a place for this 700. I knew exactly what I was getting when I bought mine, and I was happy enough to do it twice. Bottom line is, Yamaha's put a decent offering together with the XTR to keep Grizzly faithfuls satisfied. You're getting excellent ride quality, decent power, and legendary reliability, all packaged together with enough goodies to make your investment worthwhile. Look, we don't buy our ATVs to be trophies, we buy them to ride, and the Grizzly was designed to allow you to do just that with a smile on your face, year after year after year.
If you enjoyed this segment, make sure you hit that like button and definitely consider leaving us some comments. We always appreciate hearing from our fans. Also, make sure you're subscribed because we have tons of new content coming up right here on Dirt Trax.